In 2022, I was able to fulfill a lifelong dream of mine and buy a piece of my own dirt in Kentucky. It was really a spur of the moment thing. As I saw a listing, it's a pretty good price, and I called my buddy that I hunt and invest in land with, and we immediately went to go look at it. I had never before bought land, and when I looked at this, I went in with a skeptical view because I hadn't hunted big hill country. As we got down there and walked the property, he talked me into it. We closed on November 8th of that year. I remember kind of second guessing my decision. But in the middle of November, we got a trail camera picture. It was kind of the sign of things to come. This place was in rough country, but it's a place for big deer to grow. We really liked this place because it had the ability to plant about 5 to 6 acres of food plots potentially, with the open ground in the front and back field. On November 10th of that year, to back up, I went to a lease I'd had for years and shot one of my target bucks. So 2022, I was tagged out in Kentucky. I wasn't gonna hunt there. That same year, I helped look at a property that my uncle bought really close to my home. So I spent 2023 helping him get that property ready and hunting up there, and ended up taking a nice buck up there. But I had put so much time in up there that I didn't have a whole lot of time to hunt Kentucky. And that big deer from 2022 never showed back up. Fast forward to 2024, and again, back on the lease, I went out the second day, not expecting a whole lot, only having one deer to shoot, but he had daylighted that morning, and I was able to harvest that deer. So that leads me into this year. You guys may think I'm a little crazy because I bought this land and obviously we're paying for it, but it was just the situation that came in front of me, that this was the first year that I knew I was gonna pour time into this place. It's not that I hadn't put time in, or we made trails or this or that, but just as far as the hunting time. And we went and made sure we had this place in tip-top shape this year. I spent countless hours brush hogging, making trails, making sure the blind was ready to go, making food plots. And there was just something super rewarding. Well, there was this deer that had been there since 2023. He always had really good mass on his beams. He was an 8-pointer, and last year was a pretty good 8-pointer. He just had a really skinny body. We knew him from the year before and thought he was at least 4. He just wasn't one of those big bodied deer. He showed back up this year, and we quickly came to find out that he was the dominant buck of our 2 ridges. I try to name my deer around an occurrence just for memory's sake and looking back on. And it took the second day into the season to name this deer. He was all over what we call the back food plot. The second day of the season, it always is around the first week of the season, was my daughter's birthday. So Kentucky opened on September 6th, and September 7th is my daughter Tatum's birthday. Well, we went to an amusement park in our general regional area, and sure enough, I look at the cell cameras and this buck shows up, and I'm not there. I decided to give him the name Tatum's buck, because if it wasn't for Tatum, he wouldn't still be alive. Middle of October came after him daylighting a few times, and it just didn't work out with me getting down there. And he went missing for a while. I was coming back from hunting up in Ohio with some friends, and he just started daylighting like crazy up on top of our ridge, and I actually left Ohio a half a day early to go hunt him the evening of October 28th. And that evening, got in the stand, what I thought was clean. I hiked up myself, I was sweating. I changed my clothes at the top of the hill, cooled down, took a picture, or actually ran the GoPro, and just took in the scenery up there, which is really cool owning your own ground. Got into the stand, was set up, deer started funneling out. Right as sunset hit, I looked up the trail, and there was Tatum's buck standing right there. I got my rangefinder up to range find him, and instead of walking down the fence line towards me, which I was expecting, he jumped the fence onto the neighbors. Fast forward to November 2nd, same stand, but in the morning. Tatum's buck was still all over the camera on the ridge. At roughly 9 a.m., I saw him coming down the ridge straight towards me. I realized he was going to cross behind me and tried to get the camera in position to film the shot and missed my shooting window just barely. November came and went. I would hunt in the timber and Tatum's buck would show up in the food plot and vice versa. Well, I am leaving my house. It is literally 10 a.m. December 13th, and I'm hoping today is the day. It's been a long season going after this deer. Fun, but long. And he started a break. He's been back in our food plot and on our feeder for several weeks now, but he went from daylighting obviously in November some, and I just wasn't there to daylighting for the first time on Wednesday, December 10th. And I've kind of gotten to the data on this deer, and when he starts these daylight patterns, it's every 3 days, and, you know, it seems like, or there's a lot of times. Well, today would be the third day, and the last few nights, even when he hasn't daylighted, he's been really close. Last night he was at 6:05. Legal shooting was 5:50. I'm wondering if last night wasn't muzzleloader season, but just hypothetically, if I would have been there, if I'd have seen him up on the ridge. So it is. I'm gonna go shoot my muzzleloader one more time. Buddy's gonna sit with me. He's got one of those new smokeless type muzzleloaders. Shoot his gun too, and yeah, hopefully he comes out. We close the story here on Tatum's buck. It's been a fun season for sure, so I'm hoping tonight's the closing chapter here. The snow began to pour down as the deer piled into the plot, but at the end of the legal shooting light, no Tatum's buck. When I got back to the truck, my heart sank. I looked at my camera and saw he had barely missed legal shooting light, and something appears to have spooked him. As late season wore on, I tried him a few more times to no avail, although he was still very much around on the cameras. So that leaves me here in 2026, where we made big changes to this farm in hopes of catching up to Tatum's buck or another buck we had on camera. We also made other land purchases in other states that will take you guys through the journey of developing the land for our hunting goals, from timber harvest to food plot creation and structure, and much more. Stay tuned for the next Deer Season 2026 episode.